2, 1. We got action. Peace, peace, peace. This Bugatti Gert like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Truth Serum. Now today we will be talking about Miss Maya Moore. If you don't know who she is, she's a full-time WNBA champion. She plays professional basketball. She's one of the greats. And she did something that people do a whole lot, but doesn't get the recognition. And by her being Maya Moore, she's getting recognition for it. And what she did, I commend her. I congratulate her. And you know, when people do good things, you always have people that's always throwing shade or trying to bring people down instead of lift people. And the young lady did something that I commend her for, and she needs to be given her props because at the same time she done something that's making her happy. So we're gonna listen to somebody. He's a hater. He hating on a lady. And I'm going to chime in. We're going to break this down and get to the truth of the matter to why he really hating on her. And check this out.
Moore. Now, Maya Moore, played at the legendary UConn men's and women's team, but she was there, all right, for 4 years. And then she was playing on the Minnesota Lynx, where they won 4 titles. All right, they won 4 titles, and in that she had an epiphany. Okay, she had an epiphany. The epiphany was that she would leave there, and then go out into the criminal justice system and free people who have been incorrectly charged with crimes. Now we can debate if that's true or not, but the only thing that we can say is that she did that. All right. That's exactly what she did. Now, in doing so, she developed a relationship with a man who was found not to be guilty. And this particular brother's name is Jonathan Irons. All right? Jonathan Irons. Now, we're going to talk about Brother Jonathan Irons. He was wrongly convicted for, I believe it was a murder. And he was there for 23 years. Oh, my God! She got him free. But not only did she get him free, she ended up marrying him. All right? Now, he is 40, she is 31. Obviously, the brother, and I believe that there's so many of our black men who are there in jail who have not done things. I don't know the percentage, but I believe that it is probably over 10%. She met him when they were 18. She was 18, right? She was doing the prison ministry. And that's when she met him, and they became deeper over time and all of that. They developed a friendship over the last 13 years. Now, meaning that she was at UConn for 4 of those years. She was playing in the NBA for more of those years. She was all over Europe. And then she has to come back and marry Mr. Irons, who, it's not his fault. He didn't go to college. He's not a person that's going to be financially stable. He's just, he doesn't have any of these things going. At least from what I think. What that's told me is while you're celebrating the fact that she married a man that she held from prison that was free, it also shows something else. Maya Moore couldn't get anybody of value. It's not being negative. It's just being truthful. And guys, I'm doing the best here. Hope the audio is good. If it's not, it'll be better next week. All right. But this is what we're talking about. She couldn't do any better. So you mean to tell me that while he's in prison, not knowing that they're going to be together, she isn't dating? The issue is this. She's 6'1".
Now, to fill y'all in on a little bit more about who she married, right? When she was 18 years old, she wanted to help people out, right? So she went back to the prisons, right? Professional player, right? Took time out her life to go back into the prisons, right, and minister people. And she ran across this young guy. Her husband, her now husband, he was 16 years old when he was convicted. 16 years old. It wasn't a murder. He was convicted of a burglary. He was 16 years old, all white jury, and they gave him 50 years. The man was 16 years old. They gave him 50 years. He was 16 at the time. I mean, he would have been in there till he was 66 years old, right? And what happened was she would go to the prison and she would minister to these guys. And for 13 years, him and her had grown to have a real tight relationship over those 13 years. Okay? And what happened was this guy, he served 23 years out of 50, right? He got an appeal. He got back in court, right? The judge found out that the district attorney had withheld evidence that if the jury would have heard it, would have likely changed the outcome, right? So he was released after 23 years. This man served 23 years. He was released to prison because of wrongdoing from the district attorney, right? And she had spent the last 13 years of them communicating and them getting the bond and going closer and closer. And 2 years ago, she took completely off from basketball to work on his freedom, and he was free. And when he got out of jail, he proposed to her. Now, this guy has a problem with that because he is saying that he can't do nothing for her financially. That's his reason. We're going to let him talk a little bit more. But basically, that's what he's getting at. That why would you marry him? You know, that's where his mind at. But we're going to finish breaking him down. Yeah, we got to finish breaking this guy down. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to talk about that. Many black women who are 6'1", 5'10", 5'11", have hard times dating. All right? They just do. Now, let's stop the show. I had something that was about 6'1", and it was I was knocking it down. I knocked it down a few times. But it's harder for them. Okay? It's harder for them. And the reason why it's harder for them is because, you know, they're athletes also. The male athletes that they will probably want to be with won't touch her. Like Paul George, who's a choker, by the way. He can't win anywhere. Kawhi Leonard, they're not looking for WNBA ladies. You know, the basketball players don't like dating other athletes. That's one of the biggest things about female athletes. Unless you're very, 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 very good looking, they're not going to date you.
I feel like the whole world thinks they know me. That's hot. That's hot. Not bad. Sorry, I'm so used to like playing a character that it's like hard for me to like be normal.
Well,
no one really knows what.
Well, now,
She's fairly good looking.
Now, he's talking about because she's 6'1", she having problems with getting dates with other athletes. Athletes don't have to date other athletes. Just because you in the NBA, that don't mean you have to date somebody from the WNBA. You think basketball players just got to date women who play basketball? No, people have different tastes, but he's claiming because she's 6'1", excuse me, she's a very good looking young lady. She's 6'1", that's model height right there. You know, most models have to be at least 6 feet and above. So she has model height. She's pretty. She's athletic. Right? She's in the sports. You know what I'm saying? And for guys that like sports, they love when a girl could get on the sports level with them. So she would be a good match for somebody. She just haven't found it. Or you can look at the 13 years that they've been spending together. Maybe that's where her heart is. Maybe that's where her heart is. What he failed to realize is that a lot of women meet men that are incarcerated and form a relationship with them and end up marrying them. And they might never get out of jail and still end up marrying them. Don't have the comfort of him being in the home with her, or really holding her, or really spending that time. But her heart is there. And he have her mind, and he have her soul, he have her spirit, which is most important. That's what he's in tune with. That's what the sex is. It's sex mentally. It's sex spiritually. It don't always have to be physically. She's captivated by that. So, he don't know what he's talking about. Because if he did, he'll know that this goes on all the time. Women marrying men have just come home off for long stretches in prison. Or women marrying men while in prison. Or men marrying women while in prison. If you ever been in prison, you see that goes on a lot. But she's getting recognition because of who she is. And so he making it out a big thing. But we gonna finish hearing what he gotta say. Yeah, because he don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, she is weaving it up a little bit. But, I mean, she got set up. Yeah, she's not that looking at me. I would date her. She's a sister.
I would date her.
But for women athletes who are 6'1", they don't have many options. They're good athletes, but nobody looks at them and says, you know what?
Bullshit,
what
man.
I want to deal with. She's sexy to me. Guys don't look at her like that.
Why?
The guy who will look at her like that.
You look at her like that.
Guy, Jonathan Irons, who was a 50-year prison thing, that's the best she can do. And so what happened is that's the best he can do.
Sad.
For him, it's a come up. For her, it's a settle.
For him, it's a come up.
At age 31, 31, family. And this is, really towards the middle of a woman's prime, going towards the end. But at 31, she's saying, you know what, I'm marrying a guy. And what people are doing here is people are trying to make this look good. You can't make this look good. You're taking care of this guy. All right? So, Maya Moore, you will never, that guy you're marrying now, will never buy you a car. That guy will never buy you a house.
Listen at it.
That guy can never do the things for you that you probably deserve to have. And everybody's celebrating it. That should be a problem. Somebody with her status, her accomplishments, should be with a guy that's a lot better. The reason why it isn't better is because, for whatever reason, I believe she messed up with some good guys she had the possibility to do. Because there's some brothers out there that will definitely think that she looks good to have money. In my opinion. She's not.
No, you hear what he's saying? He talking about how good she looking and everything. He keep talking about how good she look. But yet, he's saying she can't get nobody to be with. I don't understand that. I don't understand. What are you saying? Then he said, well, that's a come up for him. Don't you think she know that? We all know the man not going to have anything. He just did 23 years. We all know he's coming home to nothing. We all know that she's going to have to take care of him. She knows that. Help him out till he get on his feet. But he's saying the only reason she shouldn't be with him is because he's not going to be able to provide for her. Because she's Maya Moore. Well, guess what? She do not need him to provide for her. She can provide for herself, right? What she need him to do is come home, get on his feet, be honest, be respectful, love her, treat her like the woman and the queen that she is. That's all she needs. She don't need him. She don't need him for financial reasons. And he's probably was already doing that from jail. That's probably why she wasn't with other people out here. She probably have dated people in those 13 years. How you know that? How you know that? Two people can have money. Two people could be well off. That don't mean a relationship gonna work. That don't mean a relationship gonna work. He might not be financially straight, but his morals might be in line. His thinking ability might be in line. His honesty is there. Everything that a woman look for. The support may be there. Spiritually connected. Mentally connected. So why is you making this about money? Why are you making it about he can't take care of her? She knows that. Both of them knows this. They're well aware of this. But she's deciding to press on with it anyway because she doesn't need him for that. She's not there for the money. And don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. Yes, men are supposed to provide and be the head of the household and supposed to be the breadwinner. But in his case, he just done 23 years for something that he didn't do, and he's unable to do it. And that's why I commend her even more for willing to marry this brother, even though he has nothing. That is true love. That is true love. Don't you think it hurt him for her to have to provide for him right now? Huh? That's hard on a brother when a brother come home. Your pride be in the way. You're a man. You want to be able to do. But the system has just taken everything away from you. Everything. And you got to swallow your pride, and accept handouts here and there until you get on your feet. That's why I commend her even more. Now, if she was marrying a white guy, you'd be all over, right? If black dudes marrying a white girl, people be jumping all over. But she's marrying somebody her kind. She helped get an innocent man out of prison, even though he served 23 years for a crime he didn't commit. She helped this innocent man get out of prison, and she married him. Why can't you just be happy about that? She's happy. Don't you think that brother need a blessing right now? Don't you think he need a helping hand right now? But the best thing you come up with is to be judgmental because right now he cannot financially take care of her. And you whack for that. And you whack for that. And you whack. Which tells me you not in touch with one of the tools of oppression that these people use against us. And we need more sisters like her. And we need more brothers like her. Because they got guys back there in prison that's going to die back there. And they haven't committed no crime. They're serving a life sentence for something they didn't do, and they're going to die back there. And that's wrong. And we need more people like her that's willing to go to bat for these innocent people. Because where one innocent person is back there for a crime he didn't commit, then the whole system failed. The whole system failed.
Not like, oh my God, ugly. No,
We're going to keep it going, though.
A fairly attractive sister. She just, 6'1". But I don't think that that's the problem. What the problem is that for whatever reason at this age, this was the best she was going to do. Or she at least believed,
hating on girl.
What we're going to do here is we're going to deal with the fact, and this is me saying this, don't get upset. You're going to deal with the fact that this guy is the best that you're going to be able to do, and you want to control a guy like this. And then it goes back to the idea that sisters, some of them, are looking for men that they can control. Oh, no. That could be it. It certainly looks like this is the case here. Because if it's a guy that's a doctor, lawyer, NBA player, would a man marry a woman that he freed out of prison? No, because men have too many opportunities. This young lady doesn't have that many opportunities. I don't know if it's because she's an athlete or for whatever reason, or she's lacking confidence. But being an athlete is something that's hurting women. And as far as if you have to do this, it's a problem. I know some guys are not gonna like this, but what it shows is that she hit the wall. Even if she didn't hit the wall and she made the decision, she hit the wall. Nobody will say to our daughter, we want you to marry a guy who wrongfully convicted can't take care of it. So that's just my 2 cents on it. I know some people will take it, the hard way. It's not to be meant that way. I believe what she's doing is a great thing. But I believe that the reason why she's going to where she's doing is because the other options are not there for her. I think what she's doing is beautiful. I think she's attractive to me. She should have came and got me. I would have married her ass, even though I'm broke.
Yeah, that was it right there.
It's your boy. Oh, shit.
That was it right there. Like he said in the end, I wish you would have came and got me and married your boy. So you jealous. You jealous. You jealous because she picked the guy. Right. She married him. Well, you go do 23 years then. You willing to go do that? To be with Maya more? Huh? Because look what that brother had to go through. Look how his blessing came. Look how his blessing came. 23 years. He had to wait on that blessing. So, you want Maya more, you go do you 23 years. Other than that, man, stop judging a girl behind helping a brother out, man. Stop getting on her trail. Stop making it look like nobody wanted her. And she had to settle for him. Because she probably the one that got the blessing by marrying him. She probably look at him as a blessing. Like, this brother don't have anything. She look at him like he have the world. So, man, instead of judging people when people do good things, let's try to uplift these people, especially when they doing things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they reaching back, dealing with people who's not rich. Who got it good. True, son. If you ain't rocking with this, you can't handle the truth.